Hi guys, Shavik here. Welcome back to our channel. So today I will going to share my Microsoft interview experience. So I have applied for Microsoft for SDE-2 positions, and in this video I will go through you to the process how I have applied, the rounds I have at, and the questions that I have faced. Like I will not going to tell the exact question, that is going to be again the company's policy against, but I will give you the high levels, what actually the question on what actually the problems is residing on the which particular data structure algo, or if it is a system designs, which particular topics they basically want to dive you to explain. So that part I will definitely explain, and finally I will share the key takeaways or key points you have to be very cautious for your Microsoft interview, and the points you have to follow, and the points you can't miss for sure to make it most out of it. Yeah, so I will start how I have applied to the Microsoft. So I applied with referrals only. So I have a friends, couple of friends, not couple of, I have like good amounts of friends who are actually working on Microsoft. So I asked them for referrals for SDE-2 positions on the Microsoft, and then I got a few teams Microsoft referrals, and I as I remember that 3 to 4 teams has reached to me, and I have appeared for 3 interviews of the Microsoft, and the first rounds that is going to be is a online assessments, and previous of that I got a call from the HR that overall the rounds debrief she has basically went me to, and on high levels the first round is an online assessment round, second and third round is a PODSA rounds, and fourth round is going to be a system design rounds. And on system design, like it is not actually HLD LLD, it is like combinations of both HLD and LLD kind of rounds I faced on, and the last round is going to be a hiring manager rounds, and finally the very last round is kind of a team feed rounds. So yeah, that's all about the rounds debrief that she had told me before the interview process altogether started. Yeah, so now let's start with the round one. So on round one is like a online assessment round. I got the links, and I think it is a Codility or Code Signal. I don't exactly remember. There is some portals where I have to basically give the interview. I think Code Signal mostly it is. I don't exactly remember the name of the platform. So they are basically, they have asked for 2 DSA question, and the expectation is like you have to solve it, I guess on 70 to 80 minutes, this kind of time, I guess. And on question difficulty levels, I don't say it is a quite difficult. If you are done a moderate medium level questions, and if you have a good grip on, you can type it and solve it like quickly, then you can definitely go through all this. So the first problems is kind of mathematical or intuitions based, like so there is a concept of median findings, and post that after finding the medians we have to do a few modifications. So that is a complete array based question, and there is a findings the median of this, and if you are able to find the median, then there is a red and blue balls kind of things they have it, and you basically have to make one kind of balls to as close as the median that you have just find on the previous computations. The question is something like this, but if you are able to find the medians and there are some mathematical formulations, if you do a standard pen and paper work, then you can easily get it. Yeah, so that's on the first questions on the online assessment, and the second question is a very typical BFS question. They have basically provided you a grid, and on that grid there are like obstacles you have to like traverse from the very 0,0 cell to the n-1 m-1, that is the top left to the bottom right cells you have to like come up, and there are like few things like if that is an obstacles, there is some points you have to consider if you are going to bypass that obstacles, and if and other cells has some value. If you are going to that cells, then you are going to get some value, and if you are bypassing the obstacles, then you have some power to bypass it, otherwise you can't. So like this way, you have I think mostly we have to just return some booleans, true or false, if it is reachable altogether or not. So I guess it's all about, but there are some few more like that problem specific corner cases you have to handle, but that is a very standard BFS question. If you write a grid based BFS, then that is a cakewalk for you for sure. Yeah, so as I remembered, I was able to solve both the questions within like 15 to 20 minutes, and yeah, that's all about the online assessment. And yeah, and on very next day, after that I got a call from HR that I qualified that round, and second round is going to be a DSA rounds, PO DSA rounds, and I think there is a drive was going on, and my both of the DSA rounds was scheduled for a single day. So now discuss on the DSA rounds, the problems that I have faced for. So on the first rounds of the DSA coding round, so here, as per I remember, there are a couple of questions they have asked. The first one is a very standard sliding window. So like variable size sliding window, if you solve like good amount of variable size sliding window topics questions, then that is exactly that variations of variable size sliding window. So I am quite comfortable with this, and I was able to solve it. And the second question is kind of like heap based sorting, that is exactly on that variations only. If so, I think you guys is already know like heap based sorting things. So you have to like follow a size of k, and on that k range all the numbers who are in the member of your first sorting k groups, that should be your like that should be present on your heap. So that is a heap based sorting. If that is also a quite popular questions, I have to say. And there is a slight modifications they have basically bring on this question, like identifications that you can implement a heap, and that question can be solved like of time complexity of n log k is kind of a challenging, I have to say. But yeah, for me I have solved like that kind of question previously, so I was able to do so here also. So and on just after that, the like within an 1 hour gap, or maybe I remember there is an half an hour gap, the second round was scheduled, and on that round they have asked like a single question that is a like as I remember, it is a if you solve managers algorithms, so the question directly same variations of managers algorithms, but like you have to write the managers template code and post that there are some couple of edge cases you have to handle, and that's it. Those who don't know, you can just Google it, managers algorithms. It is nothing but like if you have to find out a palindromic substrings or palindromic substrings type of things, then considering a particular value as a center, then for a particular n length string you can do it kind of big of n or big of 2n, like a big of linear time complexity, not like a quadratic time complexity. So that is flexibility managers is going to provide us. So yeah, I already know about the managers, and yeah, I just wrapped this round within like 40 minutes, I guess. With problem discussions I have completed in 20 minutes to 30 minutes, and post that like 10 minutes in discussions I have it. So and on the next round is going to be an combinations of HLD and LLD. This round I have to say quite good discussions I had it with my interviewer. So here basically the problems is mostly kind of we have to make a like distributed cache kind of things. So the problem has the conversations have started like I have to write a low level code of any cache that I am comfortable with. So I have opted for LRU cache that like we generally use to most of the cases. So I write the exact LRU cache code with the proper object oriented programming principles I should have to follow. And mostly I guess you guys already aware of this LRU cache implementations, that is a doubly linked list you have to carry for, and you can do like delete and then add new value to a constant time kind of thing. So yeah, I already did this type of question previously, so that is I solved it quite easy. And post that we move to like Teams or I guess it's on Zoom. So on Zoom whiteboarding we moved. So on this we have to like discuss on high level components of a LRU cache that I have built on, how we can make it on a run on a multiple servers. So kind of a distributed cache kind of things, how we can incorporate, and how I can make atomicity of if a particular service is going to be use my cache as a library kind of things, how they can like and if this particular service is running on multiple servers, how actually my library which I am going to provide them, how they can provide the atomicity or consistency when a particular value is going to be read and write for this cache thing. So that I personally feel a very standard distributed cache. If you are solve it, then you can like easily solve it. But yeah, like no design rounds I can say that is a like obvious 10 on 10s. Like there can be questions maybe like interviewer will agree, but ultimately the goal of the any system design round, you should have to defense you have to defense yourself the timings that the interviewer are going to spend. So that is like my personal like outcomes or my personal suggestions of any design rounds. On design rounds, how well you can defend yourself to with the foolproof like solutions or the foolproof statements you are using. So that's all about the designs, and you should be able to write your code in the modular versions. You should have follow solid principles, you should follow design patterns, and you should follow object-oriented principles. So yeah, that's all about my HLD or design round. And post that, it's just like we in a couple of hours I got a calls from HR that this round is also went well, like they want to conduct the hiring manager rounds. So on hiring manager rounds, we have a discussions on my past experience with Amazon, and the past projects that I have worked on. He basically asked to like give a like on again we moved to Zoom, and Zoom whiteboarding we done some like high level components interactions of the last projects on Amazon I have worked on. So he basically want to check if how much in-depth knowledge of the last project I have at, and there are some cost optimizations I did on my last project. There are some CPU memory optimizations. There are kind of optimistic optimizations on various like CPU memory and costings, like host calculations, like back of the envelope calculations kind of things I recently did on last on Amazon's last project. So that discussions, and then like state machine state functions, AWS DynamoDB, like on in-depth AWS tools I have worked on. The discussions on that also happened. Yeah, so this round I also feel pretty well. I also like asked the tech stack that the teams I am giving the interview of the Microsoft the tech stack or the framework, the incoming projects that team have at. Yeah, so here I am kind of like not quite satisfied, because mostly the tech stack they are using like C#.NET, and I am looking for domains mostly kind of what can I say, like backends heavy domains I am looking for. On backends I am basically like looking for Java, Spring Boot, this majorly, and I am also fine with any full stack opportunity also, but on full stack it should be kind of a backend heavy roles I am looking for, and front end React things is fine for me. But yeah, so that things I am not on like that much interested, because that is not quite aligned with my skill set and the past experience I have. So I told my after that like HR came to me of that rounds is also quite fine, and we can do a team fit rounds for that same team. But yeah, I already know the tech stack with my last hiring manager rounds, and I asked for like some different teams team fit round to be conducted. Yeah, so the interviewer was very chill. Sorry, the HR was very chill and very friendly. She then moved my candidature to some couple of more teams, and after that also like all the teams that my candidature has moved for, all the team fits round, I basically got some .NET specific roles on. But yeah, I am not. My background has actually not quite aligned with the .NET specific domain. So after that, I am not actually going forward with this, and I told the interviewer for same if there is a future, there is an opportunity which basically lead to my interest and the domains that I have worked on or I am working on, then maybe we can going forward for that. Yeah, so that's all about my Microsoft interview experience, and now the points that you guys have to note that your DSA should be like on top notch, that is of any top product-based company. If you are giving interview, please do a very thorough brush-ups of your DSA, and we are also like doing on our channels for same. We are doing a very detailed DSA, how actually you have to represent some particular solutions of DSA related problems to an interview. We are basically following that only. So if you are not following us, please do basically follow the. I have basically created the videos to a multiple playlist, so that you guys can easily get the most of this. If you are basically revise a particular topic wise things, please do, so you will get a very good organized things to my channel. So please go through this. So and top of that, I have to say the videos that I think so we have solved more than 30 to 35 days till now of daily questions that we are solving, and I am just telling you guys 2 of the questions that entire Microsoft or Microsoft rounds that I have faced. 2 of the rounds is not exactly, I have to say in the playlist we are solving the most difficult versions of that. The question that I have faced on actual Microsoft interview is kind of a easy versions of that. So I am repeatedly stating, if you are not following, please go to all the playlist. You will at least DT graph maths playlist. This playlist you should have to go. Recursions playlist. This I will tell you guys, there are very less video, like 35 to 40 videos at max. maybe we have it, but all the videos have a very detailed explanations how actually you have to basically explain your thoughts to an interview, on a live interview. So please go through the playlist. I am repeatedly stating 2 of the question is exactly like easier versions of the question that we already saw. So please go through that. So for DSE you can follow to our channels and follow some online resources also. And for system designs, I followed some YouTube channels and also some online resources of coding ninjas blogs and geeks for geeks articles that I have followed. That should be like more than sufficient. But yeah, like what actually the labels you are interviewing, maybe on that basis, like the difficulty or the need of system designs is going to be increased. But for if you are giving if you are on your stage of a SDE-2, early SDE-2 levels, like of 3 years 4 years of experience you have it, then that's mostly the maybe of 1920 there is a delta can happens, but mostly this is going to be line on the same path. And on hiring manager rounds, you please brush up your last projects that you have at worked on your last company or on your current company. Please do the brush ups on it, because there is a very detailed dive deep quiz going to be happen, mostly majorly like every hiring manager rounds I gave for various company. That is the common trend for that. So these are some kind of pro tips that you have to follow. And yeah, that's all about my Microsoft interview experience. And if you guys feel it's helpful for you, please share the videos to your connections so that they can get the most of it. And please be ready for your next product-based company interview with the tips that I have given. And till now, please do subscribe to our channel, and please turn on the notifications so that when we are going to live to our next video. So that's it guys, that's it for today. Let's meet tomorrow with another beautiful video. Bye guys, bye.